In this lesson, we're going to talk about using repetition to make our modeling easier and more efficient. If you look at our example here, you can see that it is a plane, and we have a few objects cut out of this, kind of a grate. But when you see stuff like this, and this stuff happens fairly common, there's no point in modeling all of these when you can just model one of them and dupe it over. All right, so let's go to our top view. And you can see that we do have a border that runs around this. So we want to make sure we get that in. And then each one of these pieces kind of fits in this little grid right here. So what we want to do is we want to grab our Insert Edge Loop tool. And I'm just going to place a few of them here. And then I'm going to take those and I'm going to snap those to the grid. And this will be our border. All right, now we need to define all of these shapes that we're going to model and repeat in here. And it looks like they're all one grid unit. So I'll go ahead and hit Y, and I'm going to place a few more of these in here, and we'll snap all these to the grid as well. You could actually hold down V and snap them to this mesh if you wanted to. Alright, we'll grab that one, and finally that one. Alright, so there is all the information that we're going to need. We're going to grab these faces and delete them because we don't need those. And then we're going to grab this face right here and we're going to extract it from the rest of this mesh. So we'll do a mesh, extract, and now this is its own face. Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to go in and create the object that we're going to Boolean out of this shape. I'm going to go ahead and create a cylinder, and we'll go ahead and just snap that over here so it's roughly in the position. But to get an accurate representation of this, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need a center line running through this. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab that edge. Make sure you grab the right one. And I'll go ahead and Control right click and go down to Edge Ring and Split. So now we have a perfect line that we can take this and we can snap it to that. And there you go. We're going to change our cylinder subdivisions to 8. And we're going to do that same familiar pattern of 8 where we have a cross section and 2 diagonals going to the corners. Alright, let's go up to our top view and let's get this scaled down roughly to the size that we need, somewhere around there. And we're going to need a couple more splits in here. We know that we need this cross right here to center that in, and we're going to need it to do our diagonals as well. So let's go ahead and add a few more in here. Now if we want to, we can go Control right click, go back over to Edge Ring and Split, and then we can go up to the node for that. We can change the split type to multi, and then we can change these divisions. And you'll notice I'm just clicking on the text right here, and I'm middle mouse dragging inside of null space, just anywhere out here. Alright, so let's go ahead and run with that for now. We may end up deleting a few of those later on, but we'll see. For now, we got one in the middle right here, and that's really what we need. Alright, let's go ahead and dupe that, and we'll put that one down there. Now, we're going to go ahead and delete all of the inside faces on these, like that. And then we're going to go ahead and bridge between these. So we'll take both of these. Let's go ahead and move those up just so we can see a little bit better. And now, in order to bridge, we have to combine them. So Mesh Combine. And then we're going to grab the edges that we want to bridge. So we'll double click on that one. Then we'll Shift double click on that one. And we can go to Edit Mesh, Bridge. All right, so if we want to, this is pretty cool. We can click on divisions here and then middle mouse drag And we can actually get our divisions to match up with what we have here. So that's pretty cool. All right, we do have some green faces here. That's a little bug in Maya. Basically, Maya didn't know what shader to put on those. So all you have to do is right-click, assign existing material, and we'll put the default Lambert 1 on there. All right, now let's center our pivot. So we'll modify center pivot, and we're going to pull this down so it's intersecting that object. And now we can simply just click on this and on this, and then we go to Mesh, Booleans, Difference. So you see it cut our shape out of there, but we didn't get any of the information down here. And very simply, we can go to our Boolean node and change the classification from normal to edge, and we get all those. Of course, with that, we do get all of these faces down below here that we would want to delete because they're not in the original. And now we have all the information that we need here. All right, so let's get this one prepped. Let's grab this edge, control right click, edge ring utilities, edge ring and split. And we know now that we can go up to our split ring, change this to multi, and we'll go to the divisions and we'll match what we have there, which is 15. And then we'll go up to this edge. I'll just hit the G key because that was the last function that I used. And we'll do the same. We'll go to multi and we'll change the divisions to 15. All right, now the only other thing that we need to do here is we do have a center line and we don't have center lines on any of these. So I'm going to grab this edge. I'm going to hit the G key again. And I'm just going to go around and really quick add another split in all of these. Goes pretty fast when you can just hit that G key. All right, now let's get this thing all blended together. We're going to grab our object here, and before we dupe it, let's go ahead and get our bevel on here, and we do need to fix our corners as well. No sense beveling all of them as we go up and doing all this. We might as well do it on this one and then dupe that. All right, so we're going to go to Mesh Tools, Multi-Cut Tool, and we're going to drag across there. I'll hit Enter. Same thing there, and I'll go down to this side. And one last time, we'll go there. All right, now let's go ahead and do our bevel. We'll grab this whole edge all the way around, and you'll notice that it stopped right here when I double clicked. If I double click here, it stops right there. That generally tells you that something is wrong with your mesh. If you're going across quads like this, you should be able to double click all the way around. So something's going on in this region right here. And of course you can generally tell if you hit the 3 key, and you can see that something is wrong there. The 3 key will troubleshoot most of your meshes. It's just a great thing to do. All right, so we'll hit 1, and it looks like we have 2 points right here that are setting on top of each other. And if I just click on one and pull it off, you can see that. All right, so we'll grab those. We'll go Edit Mesh, Merge Components, and I do believe that this one did the same. So I'll hit the G key, and now let's test this out. We'll double click, goes all the way around, and so we know that that surface is good. All right, Edit Mesh, Edge, Bevel. We'll put a bevel on here. We'll do 2 for our segments, and for the fraction, maybe we'll do somewhere around 0.2 or 0.1. That looks good. All right, now we can go and we can dupe this. So in order to do this, we're going to move our pivot point over here so we can snap it to this point over here. I'll go ahead and hold down my D key and my V key, and I'll middle mouse drag over here. And now it's moved to that point. All right, so now I'm going to show you a little trick here. I'm going to do a Shift D to duplicate this. Then I'm going to hold down V and snap it to that point. Now, as long as you don't deselect this or do anything else, I can hit Shift D again to repeat what I just did. So that makes it nice and fast. All right, let's grab all of our surfaces here, and we're going to combine them together, Mesh Combine. Let's do a Control A to go to our attribute editor, and we're on the shape node. And we're going to go to Mesh Component Display, and I'm going to display my borders. Might even turn that up a little bit so we can really see them. You can see all of those areas now where those verts are not merged together. All right, so let's see if we can get away with just doing them all at the same time. We'll grab all of those verts, Edit Mesh, Merge Components, and you can see that all of those edges actually merge together. All right, we'll go ahead and turn Display Borders off, and we'll hit our 3 key, and let's turn off Wireframe Unshaded, and you can see the surface looks really great. All right, so there's a look at using repetition to kind of help out our modeling process. It makes it easier, it makes it faster, and it makes it much more efficient. See you in the next lesson.